What do drivers have against dogs? Dogs are a man's best friend. My earliest memory, one of my earliest memories was of me and my dog Rascal. And in a very difficult year of my life, when I was like 13 and 14, it was like the last year of middle school. I was at a new school. I was getting bullied and just a worst year of my life. But I had my dog Rascal, and I still remember Rascal hurt his back, and we had to take him to the vet, and they said, okay, you got to put him in a box for a couple months so his back healed. And his back healed, and then we let him play some more, and then he hurt his back again, and we had to put him down. And I still remember to this day looking at him and his little eyes looking at me, and and we had to, have him put down. And it was horrible. What you're seeing now is a picture. That's me. That was probably when I was like 11. And there's a little Rascal. It's one of the few pictures I have of the dog. And when we think about dogs, we think about unconditional love. They're always there for you, the way Rascal was there for me during my, difficult time growing up. So it just shocked me when I saw this article about a woman with her, her guide dog, her service dog, who had been turned down 23 times by drivers in 6 weeks. 6 weeks, that's like 4 times a week. Drivers saw the dog and said, no, I can't take you. And I just don't understand, why do drivers hate dogs? So in this video, I'm gonna answer that question, and I'm gonna let you know what Uber's policy is, and I'll share with you my feelings about drivers that don't accept dogs in their car. So stick around, all that and more coming up. Hey everybody, it's Jay Crater with the RideShare Guy. Love me some Java in the morning. Yes. So by way of background, this is the article that really set me off. Legally blind woman refused 23 Uber rides in 6 weeks due to guide dog discrimination. And what is it about dogs? Okay, we have 2 legs, they have 4. They're actually pretty clean. Most of the service dogs, they don't smell. They usually sit right behind you. They don't sit on the seats usually. And they're very respectful because they're really well trained. So I don't get it. But I did do a little research, and I found out some possible reasons people might not want dogs in their car. So let's jump into it. So number one, first thing is, what is Uber's dog policy? What is their policy, right? In fact, if you refuse a dog, you can actually get deactivated. The policy reads, state and federal law prohibits drivers using the Uber driver app from denying service to riders with service animals because of the service animals, and from otherwise discriminating against riders with service animals. So Uber makes it pretty darn clear, right, that you can't say no to a dog. Yet this woman was turned down 23 times in 6 weeks. So what gives? So number 2 is, why do drivers say no to dogs? Well, the first reason is they may have allergies to dogs. So I guess if you have an allergy to a dog, I would give you a pass. If you said, look, I'm allergic to a dog. If the dog comes in my car, I'm going to swell up, my throat's going to close, and it's a real health concern for me. But I can't believe that there are 23 drivers who had this situation. So I think it's a very small amount of people. I don't really know anybody who can tell me they're actually allergic to a dog. And especially allergic enough that if one was in the back seat of their car, that it would actually cause them a problem that, blowing air on them or keeping a window open wouldn't solve. But that's one reason. Number 2 is vehicle cleanliness and maintenance. So there's the perception that if a dog gets in your car, they're going to be really messy and really make your car dirty. And that's just not the case. I would say in my 30,000 rides, I've probably had 1,000 dogs, right? That'd be like 1 ride out of every 30, something like that. And I've only had one situation where one dog was dirty. That's because it was raining, and the dog had some mud from being in the rain. And that particular passenger was not very careful with the dog, and the dog got some dirt on the back seat, which I got a cleaning fee for, and I got it cleaned, and that was that. That's 1 out of 30,000 rides. Most dogs are super clean, super respectful, so that just doesn't fly with me. There's no reason you can't have a dog because you're worried about the cleanliness of your car. The dogs just aren't that messy. And the third reason some drivers would say no is because of damage concerns. They're worried that the dog will damage the car, or could start barking and bite you and cause an accident, right? Liability concerns. And here again, I got to say, these service dogs are trained. They're trained to be calm in all kinds of situations. I've never had a dog come anywhere close to any kind of liability concern for me. It just doesn't happen. These dogs are really tame. They're trained to do certain things, and they know. They're actually trained, many of them are trained when they get in the car, where exactly to sit so that they're out of the way. So that doesn't fly either. So the three main reasons that the drivers could say no to a dog in their car, the only one that's really valid is if you have a medical concern. And I got to think that's a very, very small amount. So I think most people are just don't want to deal with it. They're just being lazy. So if you're not letting someone into your car because of a dog, I say you're just being lazy, and that's not right. So number 2, how do you manage your dog experience? So there are a few things I do. I always have a blanket in my car. So if I am worried about the dog being dirty, I can put the blanket across the back seat, right? So carry a blanket in your car. If you're worried about a dog being smelly, carry some Ozium. Once the dog gets out of your car, roll down the windows and spray some Ozium. It's the same as if you pick someone up who smoked a lot of weed and then got in your car, or someone who's gotten in your car who's just had a cigarette. Horrible smell. Once they're out, spray the Ozium, drive a little bit with the windows down, poof, everything's good. I also recommend you talk to the dog, okay? Let the dog hear your voice, find out the dog's name, say the dog's name, and the dog will really chill even more. So develop a little relationship with the dog. And I also would recommend you insist that the dog sit behind you, not on the seat, but just right behind you on the floor of the car. And that way you really don't have any concerns. And most of these dogs are so chill that they will actually do it. Okay, number 3, I'm going to share with you a dog's story. I picked up a woman. Her name was, we'll just call her B, and she was blind, and she had a seeing eye dog. And she got in my car, and I drove her, and like that. Then I got another request from the same. She had a unique name. It's not B, but and I recognized it. And this time it was her and her husband, and they were both blind, and they both had these beautiful golden labs. So I had one ride in my Toyota Prius with 2 people and 2 golden labs, and it was glorious. The dogs were super chill, and we were just talking, and the car just felt full of life, and it was really wonderful. So that's my favorite dog story. 4, I'm going to invite you to have some compassion for somebody who has a seeing eye dog or a guide dog. These people are having some kind of a challenge in their life, whether they can't see, or they need the companionship, or whatever. Some kind of a problem that you don't have because you're driving a car. So my experience is that if I put myself in their shoes, I have a lot of compassion for them, and I want to be helpful. I want to help them. I mean, this poor woman who I mentioned in the article, 23 times she was, had to get her dog ready, had to go out towards the car, and then the driver said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't take you." She had to then go back in the house, request another car, wait another 15, 20 minutes, and try again. And, it just does that sound like a good experience? It just seems very selfish to turn her down just because you don't like dogs in your car. Okay, it's just not a suitable excuse. So I invite you to have some compassion for the people that you're out there to serve. Key takeaways. All right, I get it. Okay, if you have a health concern, probably not good to have a dog in your car. If you're worried about the dog making your car dirty, you can clean your car And if you're worried about the dog attacking you, it just that doesn't happen. So there's really no good reason to say no to a service dog. And I invite you to have some compassion for the person who has a dog like that, because they have some challenge in their life that they need this assistance. And the last thing they need is some Uber driver just saying, no, I can't take you, and making their life even that much more hard. In fact, you can turn it around and make it, one of the best rides you're going to have, because dogs are great. They're just wonderful in your car, and they just bring a really good, peaceful energy. I don't actually get why you would not want a dog. I'd rather have a dog in my car than a human. Yeah, dogs are just so unconditionally cool, and humans, you never know what you're going to get. So that's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're a dog lover. If you're not a dog lover and you've been turning people down because of the dog, realize you could get deactivated for it, and you're really, there's no reason to be doing that. So my recommendation is let the dogs in. Let the dogs in. Okay? Thanks for watching. This is Jay Creator with the RideShare Guy. If you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Go tell somebody you love them, and have a great day. Take care of yourself. Be safe out there. Bye for now.